Let's get a peek behind the scenes from some of our experienced fundraisers and hear their tips on what it takes to be a successful fundraiser.
I am Dr. Bijal Mehta.
This is Mickey Daushi, AVS Manian.
I am Shankara Raman.
Manish Kothari.
Meera Mehta. Shanti Kambal.
Larato Mashile.
Shailesh Wagle.
Jayanti Shukla.
Raja Sudan.
It all starts with you registering and creating a fundraising page on the United Way Mumbai website. These pages are super easy to set up and have various features to help you fundraise. Now, let's understand how fundraising works. First, does it take any special qualifications to be a fundraiser?
You don't really have to be qualified. I think you have to have passion for the project. This must be something that resonates with you.
The strongest qualification has to be a very strong intent to do it.
I don't think a fundraiser really has any special qualifications or characteristics. I think each one of us has the capacity to be a fundraiser.
In short, no, you don't need any special qualifications. But over the years, we've learned that all successful fundraisers have 3 essential qualities. Ask yourself, do you know people? Or at least 10 people who you can reach out to without hesitation? Do you think you have enough goodwill within your circles for people to support you? Know this, people give to people. And third, would you have the confidence to ask for donations on behalf of the cause you support? If you answered yes to those 3 questions, you have everything it takes. Next, let's talk about the asking. It's simple really. No one gives unless you ask.
Don't feel shy. You're doing it for a cause. And think of the end game. Think of the joy you're going to bring to that organization you raise money for.
To not be scared to approach people, because there are so many people in the world that want to contribute and they want to give their time, money, whatever to all of these good causes, but they just don't know how. So you can be that medium through which they can actually contribute.
First time when I was having the same feeling of shy to ask the people. Then second year I felt it. I am doing something for the the good a good thing for the well-being of the others. So why should I get shamed?
The young children who fundraise for the NGO, they make small cakes, they save them money. Some of them do collection of newspapers and they sell and they save money. One of my child has gone to Watchman. The Watchman gave the 50 rupees note. The bacha was also very happy, but the Watchman was so happy that the child at least considered him worth of giving. So I feel everybody, every human being has that thing about giving. So I mean, you should ask anyone and everybody.
So if you find yourself hesitating, remember, you are giving others the opportunity to make a contribution to a cause that matters to you. Something they would be unable to do if you hadn't started this fundraiser. You are their conduit of change. Now, let's get to the strategy. There are 3 basic components to a fundraising campaign: the plan, the ask, and the thank you. It pays to be organized. Signing up to be a fundraiser is not a full-time job, but it does require some time and effort. The plan involves structuring your campaign, setting your campaign target, and sending out your appeal within your network.
Even I don't have the time to go and spend in the NGO to actually work directly on the cause. So I am trying to find a means by which I can support that cause, which does not require that level of investment of time. I spend some time on it, yes, of course, in making the list, chasing people to support your cause requires some time, but it surely requires less time than actually working on the cause. And the donors are doing the next step, right? They are the ones who are saying, I don't have time even for that, but at least let me support through money. Let me use these people who are the fundraiser as the means to support the cause. So if you have chosen the second part, that is the fundraise part, obviously you have to spend some time on it.
Start with getting to know your cause. There's no substitute for genuineness. Visit the organization, get to know their work, and understand how they are changing lives.
Find a cause you're passionate about. I think that's very important. Don't just pick a name. Go, understand, go into depth and find out the work that they do.
Next, set a target that is realistic for you. Find that sweet spot, a figure that is achievable yet challenging.
You know, being working in a financial sector for a long time, and particularly in Kotak, it all starts with a target. A belief that you must set a target for yourself, and if you set a target for yourself, your aim always has to be to beat the target.
It helps to organize your contacts. Create a master list of everyone you know by compiling your contacts from various sources into a single document.
When I first started fundraising, it was actually pretty haphazard. But then as I grew in my fundraising, I realized that doing it in a structured manner is so much better. So when I first start my campaign, I first create a list of people that I would like to reach out to. My first list is the list of my family members and the close circle of friends. My second list would be my colleagues, and the third list would be the larger group of people I interact with on social media or my professional circle.
Now to make the all-important ask. Your ask can be witty, informal, emotional, or matter-of-fact. What is essential is that you make it as personal as possible. A one-on-one meeting works better than a phone call, which works better than a text message.
My strategy is to blanket all my contacts, reach out to as many as possible, hoping that the strike rate remains high.
There was quite a lot of information available with me. So the first thing that I did was to collate all this information and make it easy for strangers to understand so that they can relate. Second, I had a list of people who potentially would who would donate for me.
My first pitch to family would be more personal, and therefore the tone of the mail also would be personal, and I could write in a more sort of a familiar way. With friends, it would have a little bit of different touch because the relationship there would be different. If they've already supported me in an earlier year, then I would make reference to that and tell them that, look, this is what we were able to achieve in the earlier year, and would you like to support me again this year? And when I reach out to people that I have not been in contact with, it's a little more formal because I need to then give them a little bit more of an introduction about why is it I'm reaching out to them and why is it that I feel that they should be supporting me. So therefore the messaging keeps changing depending on the people I'm reaching out to.
The primary method to reach out to my donors is email. I try and personalize them, and then the ones who I do know have been consistent supporters of both the causes I support as well as supporters of me, I reach out to them personally on the phone.
The big donors and important donors, I contact them over the phone and keep interacting with them, not only once or twice, but on many occasions, not only about the donation but also on various important functions or celebrations like Diwali, like Sankranti, like New Year and all. So this keeps the communication going with the donor.
I fundraised for the first time when I was 13 years old, and at that time my target was rupees 1.5 lakhs. So at that time I must have reached out to maybe 20 people or so on a one-on-one basis. But every year I kept on increasing my target. So the next year I raised 5 lakhs. The year after that I raised 10 lakhs and so on. So as I kept on increasing my target, I approached more and more people.
There are always all kinds of people. There are some people who will be very forthcoming. You write one mail and they will respond and say that they'll do it. Some of them will respond saying that they'll do it but forget it, and then they might need a reminder. Some people even to think about donating will require probably 2 or 3 mails.
Most of us, I guess, are extremely busy. So only an email or only one single WhatsApp message can definitely miss people's attention.
I have got donors who could not give me and felt so bad that next year in April itself, they called me up that I couldn't give you last time and I was really happy with what you are doing. So first thing I thought of giving you.
Asking is not a once and done process. Sometimes it takes multiple follow-ups to get a response from a donor. Just make sure you don't pester someone who has said a firm no. And don't use guilt to convince people. So once you've made the effort and your contributions come in and your numbers start climbing, what's next? thanking your donors.
You know, in the period between November to January end, I love when that mail pops up, United Way of India, and I quickly say, oh, who's contributed? So excitement, like I said, even for a 500, 5,000, any amount is exciting because it adds to the numbers. So I think if you ask me, every email I receive in that period, and you receive a lot because if 600 people contribute, that's that many emails. I'm always excited, and the first thing I get up in the morning, say, who's contributed at night?
Your donors are the people that make your projects come to realization, to fruition. Therefore, it's very important that you thank them, that you write those thank you letters, no matter how tedious they might seem, but it leaves a lasting memory, and it makes sure that next year they can also still come back and sponsor your project. Make sure that every single donor is acknowledged, because that goes a long way. People appreciate it when you come back to them on a one-to-one basis.
One of the important, the best ways to keep the relationship with the donor is how you have placed their contribution and their donation. We have to tell them not only how much of this money has been spent for a particular project, or how much of the money has been used for maintenance of the child, etc. But we also should say how much of an impact it has made on the society, on the people for whom we are serving. This may be like increase in the education and literacy, improvement in the physical conditions of the child who has been rehabilitated, and on so many other factors.
And that, in a nutshell, is how you can ace the fundraising game. Lead by example. Make the first donation yourself. This will lend credibility to your ask and encourage more donors. Being organized pays off. Making your database and reaching out to your network will be a concentrated effort of about 4 weeks. Try and get most of your donations within this time frame when you are most enthusiastic and motivated. Be everywhere. Use all the avenues you can to talk about your campaign. Change your social media profile pictures. Get a sticker put on your car. Print a t-shirt. Make it impossible for people to miss your campaign. 100% win. On the United Way Mumbai platform, 100% of funds raised online go to the NGO. No payment gateway charges, no taxes, nothing. Be sure to tell your donors. Get creative. You can use different ways to raise funds for your campaign. You can host a dinner party with a ticket price, sell your old books at a garage sale, or offer your services in exchange for donations. And finally, some last words.
Never lose hopes. Never lose your patience. Continue reaching out to people. There will be a lot of people who would say no, but after all of those no, there will be one person who would say yes, and that will excite you and that will get you to more places. You will reach out to more people.
Come forward, and in whatever way, whichever way you can touch the humanity, do something good for the well-being of the nearby people.
I think raising money, I've realized, that not necessarily today or even 20 years ago, has always been very hard. I think the main thought in my mind always has been, will I be able to raise the money? Will the organization be able to raise money? And it's a challenge every year, but it's a challenge worth fighting for. Be passionate about the cause you're raising money for. I think that will go a long way in convincing your donor to give money to you.
All the best. Have fun. Don't be so serious.
I'm sure that any number that you have in mind is possible.
Do aim higher every year.
All the very best. Just remember that when you're fundraising, you're doing it for a cause.
Go and ask anyone and everyone and evoke the feeling and make them experience the joy of giving.
Move. Register for the Mumbai Marathon. Identify a cause. Set a target and start. And you would really love it. I can't tell you how satisfying it is.
Download the Super Successful Fundraiser Guide from your fundraiser dashboard. It is a distillation of everything that we know works. Good luck!